The Bengals continue to prepare for Super Bowl 56. And are you serious? Joe Burrow didn't want to play quarterback? Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Welcome in and buckle up. Hopefully, you've already checked it out, our exclusive one-on-one interview with the Whitworths. It would be one-on-two, I guess. Andrew Whitworth and his wife, Melissa, sat down with our very own Elise Jesse. You have to check that out if you haven't yet. And, well, that's not all. We have an exclusive one-on-one dropping Friday afternoon that if you, well, you're going to want to watch it. Let's put it like that. It's extensive, it's exciting, and it's someone that you certainly are going to like hearing about or hearing from when it comes to Super Bowl 56. But let's dive in. Couple of things. The Bengals have practiced indoors on Thursday and Friday at the University of Cincinnati in the bubble, and I'm not going to talk about practice facilities or anything like that. The reason they did it is because it's going to be warm in Los Angeles, and so why would you practice in the cold when you could practice in the warm? They were certainly preparing to do that anyway, and then a snow and ice storm hit Cincinnati, so it was a really good idea that they did. They will leave for Super Bowl 56 on Tuesday, and get there. We will already be there with Cincinnati Bengals talking all Bengals.com and the Locked On Bengals podcast. So I got you covered. I'm going to have video for you. We're going to have exclusive interviews, so much more, so many things that are coming your way that it's really hard to keep track of. That's why you have to hit subscribe, turn on alerts so you're aware of everything. Even the Andrew Whitworth and Melissa Whitworth interview, we thought it was going to happen, but you weren't sure, and we weren't sure exactly when. So just keep that alert on so you're getting all of the alerts over the next 8 days, 9 days ahead of Super Bowl 56 and then beyond, because we're going to have a lot for you. That being said, health-wise, they're pretty good. You know, we're going to continue to monitor CJ Uzomah, but everybody else participated on Thursday, still waiting for the practice report on Friday. I would imagine it's the same. To me, they're going to rest Uzomah as much as possible, get him to LA, and then see maybe if he can go with that MCL sprain in his knee that he suffered in the AFC title game. But there's a couple things that I want to discuss. And the first one I teased at the top, Joe Burrow, right? This guy that I compared to Tom Brady on Thursday, a guy that a lot of people have compared to Tom Brady or Kurt Warner or Peyton Manning or whoever, right? A lot of people think he should be comeback player of the year, maybe MVP, has a chance to be Super Bowl MVP, all of these things. Well, it turns out that the Bengals star quarterback, who is the biggest reason why they have a chance to win their first Super Bowl in team history, he didn't want to play quarterback. These are the type of little bits that if you don't have time to sit down and watch an entire news conference, we're going to bring you here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Here's Joe Burrow admitting, that the reason he's under center, the reason he's playing quarterback is because of his Pee Wee football coach. And what position would he play if it wasn't quarterback? Here's Joey B.
Well, I didn't pick quarterback. I got to my first Pee Wee practice, and the coach at the time, Coach Sam Smathers, I still see him all the time when I go back home, and he basically just asked me if I wanted to be quarterback, and I said, no, not really. But then he was like, well, you're going to be quarterback. Too bad. I wanted to be a running back or a receiver. I don't know why. I guess I thought in Pee Wee football we weren't going to throw the ball very much, so I wanted to have the ball in my hand. Obviously, I'm glad it worked out the way that it did. This is my career. I don't know if I'd be an NFL wide receiver. That's probably a pipe dream, but I can play quarterback pretty well. And I think my favorite part about playing quarterback, there's great players at every position in the NFL, but I think only a few really affect the game in a drastic way. And I think quarterback is the one position on the field that can really affect the game on every single play. And I like having the ball in my hands every play and being able to win or lose with me.
Well, good for him. Good for the Bengals. Good for everybody involved, right? Because I hate to break it to you, Joe, and Tyler Boyd mentioned this because someone asked him if he thinks that Joe Burrow could play receiver, and Boyd was like, yeah, if he had the speed. Burrow's fast for a quarterback and certainly faster than you or me but receiver speed, sorry, Joe. It's a no from me, as Simon Cowell would say. But he picked the right spot, picked the right position, and he's throwing two guys, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, that are certainly capable of making big plays, certainly do have the speed. And one quick note on Jamar Chase that Trent Taylor divulged on Friday. Jamar has been buying the entire wide receiver room steak dinners all season long. Every time before a game, the night before a game, they're getting steak dinners, and Jamar's paying for them all season long. And that's one, he did sign a $30 million contract. That's the beauty of being the 5th overall pick, so I get it. But still, he's a rookie, and he's doing that. And I think that is awesome. So Trent Taylor told us that, and that was one. I didn't realize that he did that. But speaking of Jamar Chase, and I thought the idea of this question was a little silly in the moment, and I forget who asked it. It wasn't one of the normal beat writers. It was one of the many newcomers that have come on this week to ask the Bengals questions. But I laughed at the question in the moment, but it got a really good answer. So in turn, shout out to the gentleman that asked this question. But he asked Joe Burrow about his input in the Jamar Chase Penei Sewell debate. And Joe gave a minute-long answer, and I thought that this was a pretty cool look inside of the Bengals front office, the coaching staff, the input they asked for Joe. Because it's not like Joe was pounding his fist on the table like, you better take Jamar Chase. And he admitted that. But he also gave us a really good look into what that process was like. I think you'll enjoy this.
No, I didn't go in and say, hey, I'd love to have Jamar. I think the organization did a really good job of, making me feel like I was at least kept in the loop about the process. So, I was in here doing my rehab, and, Duke would come down and talk to me about, hey, watch this guy. Tell me what you think. Hey, we're meeting with this guy. I'll let you know how the meeting goes. And I think that's all. As quarterbacks across the league, you see some guys getting frustrated. And I think all we want is to have a line of communication in those kind of processes. We don't, for me personally, I don't need to feel like I made the decision. You could go with my opinion or go without my opinion. It doesn't matter to me as long as I feel like, I'm involved in the process, and the organization did a great job of that.
And that's honestly the fun part about this team, about this organization right now. It feels like they are player friendly to such a degree, right? Where everybody gets respect, everybody respects everybody. And yeah, Joe, we're going to ask you about Jamar Chase and take that into consideration. I know before the draft, I got ripped when I said, by some at least, when I said that, Jamar Chase is a better prospect than Penei Sewell. He's a better player, and you want to take the best player. Well, I think clearly that's been proven right at this stage. And, Jamar's only 21 years old, and he's the Bengals' best weapon. But to me, Joe Burrow knew that. I know with Zim and Ace, Jimmy Burrow admitted that, Joe's dad, that he was rooting for them to pick Jamar Chase as well. So it worked out. There's no way they would be in Super Bowl 56 in my eyes had that not happened. And he's played at such a high level, and they're going to need him to play at an even higher level. Honestly, his best game of the year. That's what they're going to need from Jamar Chase in Super Bowl 56. So it's exciting, but I thought that was a really good look at Duke Tope and Zach Taylor, the input, because they respect their players, right? And it's not, all right, you're the player, I'm the coach, listen to me, that's it. No, there's input. And that's thinking about the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow is going to be just film. That's the fun part about this game plan. 2 weeks to prepare. These two teams don't know each other. Yeah, of course, Zach Taylor coached with Sean McVay, and there's some connections, there's some ties. But 2 weeks to game plan. What kind of game plan will it be? Will Joe Burrow find a tendency? Will Zach Taylor find a tendency? Brian Callahan, will these guys be able to put together a game plan that gets them in the driver's seat? Because that's certainly what you want in a big game like the Super Bowl, is to get out to a quick start. Maybe you think the Bengals are going to win Super Bowl 56, or maybe you think that it's going to be a high-scoring game and you want to take the over. Regardless, you need to get to my bookie, because their double deposit bonus makes it worth it, because you're going to have so many different Super Bowl big game prop bets that you can wager on. So the biggest game of the year, Bengals, Rams, Well, you got to get to mybookie.ag right now, and you're going to get that double deposit bonus. So if you deposit $50, it becomes $100. You deposit $500, it becomes $1,000 with promo code Bengals Talk. That's right, promo code Bengals Talk. You're going to get a double deposit bonus. So don't delay, don't wait. Get there right now. mybookie.ag, promo code Bengals Talk. Also, shout out to Rivertown Inquiry. Get your Rivertown Inquiry shirts, and just so you know. I'm letting you know right now, this is the warning. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you get alerts for all of our interviews. We have an exclusive interview. Our last one was with a future member of the Bengals Ring of Honor, Andrew Whitworth. Our next one, which is dropping Friday afternoon, is going to be with a member of the Bengals Ring of Honor. I go one-on-one with someone that isn't in the Ring of Honor yet, but certainly will be and is really close to the team and has watched this team as closely as anybody all season long. Can't wait to chat with him. You're going to want to watch this sit-down conversation. So, for our editor, Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. We're just over a week away, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait. We'll be there. And make sure you keep it locked right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.